Ugh, look at it. It's so cringeworthy. It looks like it came from the 60s, but it was made in 2009. Why? Okay, I subjected you to that short clip to show that way back when I first made this channel, this documentary on Sesame Street during its 40th anniversary was the first thing I uploaded, and for good reason. Sesame Street has had a huge impact since the 60s. Just last week, we got news that an autistic Muppet would debut and hopefully become a regular on the show. Thumbs up for always pushing the envelope, Sesame Street. Thumbs up. But at the same time, Sesame Street's main provider, PBS, is in the hot seat, as it has come to question whether or not to cut the funding for federal television programs. Again. Now, this seems scary to many people, but a few years prior, PBS had already cut funding to Sesame Street, prompting it to make a joint deal with HBO, so that their new episodes would air on HBO first, and then on PBS. And unfortunately, this makes sense. Whether you enjoyed federal television or not, it's hard to deny that PBS children's programming used to kick butt. And now they just don't seem to have the mojo anymore. Times are changing. Most households opt for computers and smartphones over a television, and it seems that PBS is struggling to adapt to this transition after decades of only having to provide through one main electronic source. And whether we realize it or not, this is greatly going to affect us. Children's programming has already been affected in the transition from television to electronic devices. So, if PBS is falling in funding and in content, who's going to fill that gap? And let's face it, it's going to be a huge gap. Well, we need not look any further than the benevolent empire itself, Disney. I know, I talk about Disney a lot, but they've given me good reason to do so. Walt Disney's beginning films started up the animation industry, and since then Disney has had large periods of quality entertainment on the big screen. But this is also transitioning to the small screen. Disney's extremely versatile in adjusting to different times and trends, so it's a guarantee that they will stay on top of any changes that may happen. Now let's focus in on Disney Channel. No, not that part of Disney Channel. I'm referring specifically to Disney Junior and the other works from Disney Television Animation, which can air on Disney Channel or Disney XD. Disney Junior has recently broke many different grounds. They provide the standard learning formula and problem solving that most basic preschool shows have, but they are also moving towards the importance of diversity and showing kids exactly what they can do and how they can do it. We have strong POC leads like Doc McStuffins and Elena of Avalor, and lots of lessons in dealing with things socially and emotionally in their general content. Even looking at works geared towards older children, such as Gravity Falls, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Phineas and Ferb, Milo Murphy's Law, and yes, I'll include the Tangle series in this category for now. Even these shows provide dimensional characters that grow based on experiences that kids often go through and that we have gone through ourselves as children. Okay, so maybe magical beings aren't as prominent, but we've had our fair share of summer vacations, long school days, and attempting to ride the waves of the social world. Time after time, Disney Television has proved that it can crank out amazing shows that, at the moment, are beating Cartoon Network. I love you, Cartoon Network, but right now, the only thing holding you together is Steven Universe. I would include Samurai Jack, but that's more Adult Swim now, so hang in there, Steven Universe gang. Just hold on. Maybe relief help will come eventually. With PBS dropping their crowd on educational entertainment, it's time for another big-time company to tackle this, and tackle it full on. And Disney might be one of the firsts to do that. Imagine the shows they have now still focusing on emotional and social conflicts, but also addressing academic content that can better prepare children for the academic world. And Yes, that sounds like it can be a yawn fest, but take it from someone that's had state standards pounded into her head for the past 4 years. This stuff, whether we like it or not, is crazy important. And it's been proven through Sesame Street, Reading Rainbow, Cyber Chase, and other previous works on PBS that it's possible to teach academic content and make it enjoyable. So what does all of this mean for future creators? Well, heading off to California and finding work in animation Hollywood seems cliche, but it's where things are heading. It's where things have headed for a long time, and one of the biggest things when focusing on getting any sort of job is making connections. For a long time, the focus on people, on educational entertainment, has been along the East Coast. But if these funding cuts go through and PBS begins to disappear altogether, then these people will most likely be heading towards the West Coast, bringing new ideas and new concepts to people that know how to crank out good shows. The question is whether or not they will be willing to include the academic content with the social and emotional content they're already providing. Hey everyone, just want to say thank you for listening to sort of this rant on education entertainment and where it's going. For me, it's a very big hot button topic because it's something that I'm specifically looking into as I transition to the working world. So if you enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and put a pause up and press that like button. And don't forget to comment and subscribe. Under the comments, if you can think of any other places that might be a better fit if PBS disappears for education entertainment, please let me know. I would love to hear your opinions on this. And also, we have an Instagram page, a Tumblr page, and I'll put my own personal Twitter page on there as well. On these things, you can find fun content, pictures, videos, and sometimes sketches that I do throughout the year that you will not find here. So thanks for listening, and I will see you guys next time.